Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, buddy?
What's up? Yeah, what's going on?
It's getting set up here. Romeo says, "Do you see me?" Contact. We're
Are
in the
we
Zoom
making
call now. Period. I don't see you in yet. In a couple minutes, we'll get started. Looked like we had about around the same amount of register that we've had on. So everybody came back for the follow up. At least they registered for the follow up, which is good. What's new with you, Jim?
man, just getting ready for getting all the pieces together. You know how I'm super anal when it comes to all the details, and so we've just been going through all the checklists to make sure our custom conversions are right, that the tracking set up correctly, that the that our thumbnails are perfect, that our copy is right, that we've broken down the audiences into cold, warm, and hot targeting and copy for each of those. And so I'm just getting all the final touches on it all so we can hit go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna nickname you Mr. Analytical. Every T crossed, every I dotted before a button is pushed.
Yeah, it's kind of it's my OCD.
And it's funny because I'm the polar opposite. I'm
You're
like,
like, go.
I'm like, it's 10% done. Let's just do it. Yeah, we don't need to wait for it to be done. Let's just do it. It's funny because I never really realized I was like that until the last few years. It's like I'm all for go, go, go.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I go, go, go. But the more I go, 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 I realize I need to be slow, slow, slow and figure things out. So it's right, right, right.
Yeah, I don't think it could ever be right. There's always
Yeah.
a way to improve, right? No matter what we do, it's
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
okay, well, you know what? Here's something else that can be done and be better, and always pushing ourselves to be more, do more. So
Bingo.
it's like, what is right? It's almost like somebody says it's a fact. Well, it's a fact until somebody proves it wrong.
You're right about that.
All
And we
right, so
tend to,
go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say we tend to act like that even as a species. That we tend to give away our trust until it's proven otherwise.
The
So
world is
kind of,
flat.
well, I don't know, but I've never been up there, so I think it's round. I don't know. I learned that it's round in school. So
So it's 11 o'clock. We have 9 participants. Romeo said he's trying to connect but having trouble. I don't know why everyone's not having problem. Okay, it's working. We're going to start in 2 more minutes.
all right.
Well, he's not working. I'm just telling him that the Zoom call is working, that we're on. He says, I'm trying to connect. That must be from his phone.
Hi guys,
Hello.
how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Um, I was working on everything until yesterday, and I left on the part that we had to upload the videos for the advertising.
Okay, yeah, Jim, with Alda. So someone referred her to jump on these trainings because she had another product she was interested in selling, didn't know how to do it. So after being on the trainings and hearing everything that it takes and what to do, she chose to actually kind of jump in and get started with the jewelry and learn this first. So
Very
she
cool.
already set up her, and this is after the fact. She wasn't following along with us. This was after the videos were done. She went back in, then she went ahead and created her store, her pages. Now she's finishing up her ads manager campaign, but she
Super
she
cool.
caught up to us, and she's pretty much right where we are at this point.
Super cool. Welcome to the
The
party.
Thank you. The only thing is that I couldn't open the mail from the website. So I was trying to open PayPal, like with a business account, but I was trying to set that account on PayPal with the email from Celtic Jewelers. But I don't know how to open it. And I went back and I say like, okay, I'm gonna try tomorrow again to do that part.
Okay. Did you set up your domain name with GoDaddy?
Yes.
Okay. So
And
when you go into GoDaddy, you could click on the email option and it gives you step by step. Like if you want to, you could either view it right from their site, or it's very quick and easy steps to download it onto your email app, whether you're on desktop or a cell phone. It's very simple. Once you just go into GoDaddy and click that section, it'll walk you through.
I will try it again today after the call. So
Cool.
let me see, manage email.
I'm pretty sure that whatever the challenge is, we've got a solution for it.
Yes.
Easy stuff. So Romeo did make it on the call. Everybody's on, so we can get started. This is going to be a quick call. I think it's only about 20 minutes for me to just go over what I saw this past weekend, where we are, and what to expect moving forward. Okay, so without further ado, let's see, we'll go ahead and, well, before I actually do the screen share. So this past weekend was kind of like a test for everybody. I just wanted everyone to kind of see the process, see the setup, maybe make some sales, which we did. So that was good. And here's what I see on the flip side of those things is the performance wasn't the way it was when we ran this jewelry, the last trend, because we actually made some changes. Some of those changes are we've manufactured a better quality jewelry pieces, and we're coming out with custom packaging. So we create that overall great experience. So when the customers get their pieces, they open it up, they get excited, and they start sharing what they've just received. So that way we get a lot of organic reach and purchases that don't cost any money for marketing. So we're looking more long-term to deliver high value to our customers for what we're doing this time around. So when we do all these things, our costs increase. So therefore, we're coming in at a higher price point than we did with the last trend. So that's why we didn't see sales the way that we did last time. That's okay, because again, this was just a trial. I've turned everybody's campaign off yesterday, because now it's going to stay off for a little bit while Jim and I and the team start to relaunch all these new images, all these new videos with the packaging, the new jewelry, all these new things, and let us run some tests, because Jim has a new strategy that he wants to see what happens. You know, we don't know yet. So his strategy is we're going to, instead of running ads to our page, which we normally do with cold traffic means they never saw any of our ads. They don't know who we are, nothing. So the idea, we're going to run ads to the cold traffic to get them to click. And instead of going to the funnel builder page, they're going to go to the Shopify store, where they see us for the first time and they see the high price point of $129 for the pendant. Okay, so it's like, remember this, when people are going on Facebook, I don't care what you're selling, nobody wants to buy your shit. Jim always said this to me. They don't wake up and say, oh, I want to go buy this. They're not going on Facebook to do that. They're going on Facebook for entertainment, to pass time, whatever the case may be. We have to catch their eye, get them excited, tap into their emotions, and create that fear of missing out to get them to buy. So when people buy from you, I don't care what it is. When somebody buys from you, they're buying from, it's all about perspective. It's perceived value. It's perspective. So what price point will someone pay? Well, how much value are you delivering to the customer? You know, what are you showing them to make them emotionally attached to this? And it could be a limited edition product, right? It could be a limited time. It's going to go away. It could be buy now or the price goes up. All these things can trigger you mentally to get you to buy right then and there. So Jim's strategy that he's going in with this time around, that's going to be tested first before anybody actually puts it in place. They go to the store, they see the $129 price point. Then it's very, very inexpensive for us with marketing and using Facebook to retarget those people that have already seen the store. They've seen that price point of $129. They didn't want to buy because it was too expensive. Then they see our retargeting ads that say $50 discount today only, buy now. So then when they click, they're going to be taken to the first page of the funnel, which is going to be the 1 day, 24-hour sale. And they see that savings of $50 with a retail price of $79. So this triggers the whole idea of fear of missing out. Like, I'm getting a great deal, right? You're triggering it in their mind. This is a great deal. I just saw it for $129. Now today's a 1 day, 24-hour sale where I could get it for $79. I got to get it. So we're going to test this business model, this strategy. We did not do this in the past. So we're always excited to try new things. You know, we implement what works, and then we also test new strategies so we can continue to evolve and grow, not only as individuals, but as a group, as a company, as a whole. This is how we get better, and we can add more products. Because if this works, guys, I'm telling you, we can make so much money because it's going to work with everything we do, not just the jewelry. When we sell the jerseys or whatever else we come out with in the future to sell, this strategy will always work, but we have to time test it. If it works, we're going to have higher profit margins in all of our sales, and that means more money for everybody. So that's what we're going in. Again, everything is shut off until our team is done with the new videos, the new images. I'll be the one to go in and update everybody's. That's why I wanted everything in place now, right? I'll go in, I'll update everybody's stores with the images. I'll update the videos, everything that Jim and I and our team do. You're going to be right there with us. But I don't want you to spend any more of your money. You got to see everything. I don't want you to spend anything until we know 100% for sure. We say, guys, this is working for us. It's in place. Time for you to push that green button, push the go button to turn your campaigns on and get the same type of results that we get. So let us be your guinea pig and test it first. And what, Jim, we're a few days away for everything to come out?
So really quick. So by the 18th, 12 a.m., our campaigns launch. And so just to add some clarity here as well, is typically when we sell a product for $29 or for $49, we're triggering somebody who has cash right now, right? We know that this is a low price point. You've got this cash, let's buy now. The higher the price point, the more touch points we need to have with that buyer, right? So the more exposure they need to have with us, the more branding they need to recognize of us. And so the whole purpose of this is to first, build on their belief systems. It's Leif Erikson Day. It's a holiday. Like, what do they believe? That's our ad. The ad then brings them to the Shopify store. From the Shopify store, then we measure two things. We're measuring interest and we're measuring intent, right? If they like something, they're going to click on the product, right? We grab their interest. They click on their product. They see if they like it or not. If they show intent, meaning they add that product to cart, they've said, ooh, I like that. But something happened, right? Maybe they didn't put in their billing information, or maybe they did, but it failed. Something happened. If they don't buy after they add to cart, as Gary said, we're able to retarget them. So we send them another ad. Today only, $50 off. They've already seen it at $129. They've already felt it at $129. It was in their cart at $129. They saw the shipping at $129. So the price is real. So then when we hit them back at $79, it's, oh, wow, it really is $79. I want it now. And so we're hoping to, not hope, we'll turn this on. But what we'll be doing that we haven't done before in the past is we will be sharing our results day by day. What works, what didn't, what do we do to adjust? And we'll be sharing this in Ecom Masterminds, so that each step you see the screenshots of what it is that we did do to set up, how it is that we set up those ads, what type of copy that we use, why we use that copy. And so one of the things that you'll learn as we get going is that depending on what people do, meaning if somebody adds to cart, or if somebody initiates checkout, or if somebody just watches the video but doesn't click the link, all of these are different types of interest and intent that we measure. And depending on what they do, we have a different language that we speak to them, right? So we speak to somebody different who's added to cart but didn't purchase than we would to somebody that watched the video but didn't click the link. So we're going to share all that with you. So as we launch our copy, as we launch our videos, as we launch our campaigns, as those campaigns are on and as we manage them daily, what works, what didn't, what do we do to adjust? We'll be sharing that with you so you can see firsthand what it is that we do when we manage it. Also, so that the posts that we publish, just so you know, on our side, we publish 28 posts per week on the Facebook group or on the Facebook page for Celtic Knot. So these are each evaluated weekly to get and given back to our media buyers, the ones or as we launch our campaigns, we only publish the stuff that already is proven with the audience. So as you'll see what ads we publish each week, you'll see brand new ads every week, brand new videos every week, brand new carousels and thumbnails every week. And you'll also see what works. So that way you can cherry pick the stuff that works and then begin to apply it on your own to see if we can get some better results across the board.
Yeah, and what I feel is exciting for this group, for everyone here, is I'm actually going to implement the things for you. When we know that the specific ad copy is working, specific videos, I'm going to go ahead because I have access for you guys to go in your ads manager and actually put it in there. Once it's in there, we're going to have future trainings where I'm going to show you how to start optimizing your campaigns, how to create, it's called lookalike audiences, where we duplicate what your buyers look like and we sell to them. And then we have our retargeting, all these different campaigns I'm going to teach you on the marketing end as we go along. And what I feel is so exciting is because I have access just to the ads managers for this specific group, I'm able to actually go in and just put it in there, just give it to you. So you don't have to worry about, well, what's working today? What's working this week? Well, once we know, I'm going to upload it in there for you. And then when you learn more about the marketing side of Facebook with creating those duplicated campaigns with lookalikes, with retargeting, you won't need me anymore. After I put in there and you see what I do and I show you how to do it, you can start doing it on your own, and then you don't need Jim and I for future endeavors and things that you want to do. So this is a process. You know, we've got everything set up. That's what I'm glad we finished the 5-day training. Everything's set up and in place, and that's all stuff you do once, right? You don't have to do it anymore. The follow-up trainings that we're going to do, that's more like, well, how do you spend your days going into your campaigns and making adjustments based upon what you see? So that's a process that's recurring that we're going to learn throughout the course of follow-up meetings as we go along. We're going to be down for a few days. Nobody's going to have marketing on for a few days while we test our new strategy, the new images, the new videos to find out what's working best. Once we know what's working best, then I put it in for you. And as soon as you turn it on, boom, you see profits right away because we've already done the research, the work, and the testing. It'll be proven. So that's why I'm excited for you guys in where we are with all of this. And I'm so grateful, appreciative that everybody came on and stayed on, because I think that's going to be very lucrative for everybody moving into September, October, November.
These are cash money months.
Yeah, I already know it's going to work because that's the best time of year in e-commerce. And Jim and I will already have everything in place that's already working. So you're just copying what we're doing, and that'll put money in your pocket for sure. So I'm gonna do a screen share real quick. There's only 2 quick things, just some information I want to share on this call that you can implement in the meantime while everything is down. Something that you could do. So let me just share my screen real quick here. Okay, and I want to go into first Ads Manager. So this here is Romeo's account from one of the days. So you'll notice the board, okay? I didn't talk about this on the last training because of time restraints and details. I'm going to send everybody a screenshot of this board. And right now yours looks different with these columns. Jim's board is very different than mine because he's very analytical. So his goes on and on and on and on with all these details. And it's just too much for me because I'm more of a right brainer. I'm all into creative stuff, and I'm not the analytical guy at all. I'm not logical. So this is my board. So what you do over here, this column, you says it's columns. And right now I set it to be called my board. Right now yours is on performance. So if you go down here, there's it'll say customize board. You could click that, and when you click it, since I'm sending you a screenshot here, you'll be able to, if you want to duplicate my sections, you could do it. If you want to add your own, Jim could even share his. But you'll notice this first gives me the campaign name. Next is the reach. So I want to know when I spend $45, like Romeo did here, he reached 1,734 people. Here's the budget. It tells me that there's 2 types of budgets that you could run: an ad set, where the money is spent on the ad set level, and another one is campaign budget optimization, where it's spent on the campaign level instead of the ad set level. So you would see a dollar amount there when we run optimization type of budgeting. That'll be for a later date. Next, I have the amount spent. Well, of course, I want to know how much am I spending today. Then I want to know, well, how much is it costing me to get a sale? Well, this is for this day, cost Romeo $45 to get a sale. There's his purchase and the click-through rate. So CTR is click-through rate. And we like to see this, what would you say, Jim, at least 2 or 3%?
Yeah, above 2 is where we're not going to touch anything under that.
So some target. It's good when you're learning the marketing and the Facebook ads manager and side of things. CTR is important. It's the click-through rate. So we want that above 2%. That's people that are seeing your ad, and 2% of them or more are actually clicking the ad and moving through to the funnel. Next is the link clicks. I could see how many people. So 44 people actually clicked on the ads that are in this campaign before someone actually bought. So that's pretty good. Right here, you'll see CPC is cost per click. How much do I got to spend to get somebody to actually click my ad? Well, I got to spend 62 cents. If you're under $1, it's good. If you're under 50 cents is great. So we're running really good here at 62. So this is in line. The click-through rate's in line. The ROAS, I like to see our target is to be above 2.0, meaning every time I give Facebook $1, Facebook gives me back 2. Okay, and you'll see we were at 1.5. So we're not losing money, but we're not making as much as we expect. So we want that above 2.0. That's the reason why I don't feel confident having people launch and run their campaigns today or tomorrow or the next day. Maybe next weekend, this weekend coming up, we'll be able to reactivate. We'll start to see what the response is telling us to make sure that we're above the 2.0. The reason that's so important, hey, if you give Facebook $100, you're getting 200 back. There's good profit there, but more importantly, that's scalable, right? If you're giving Facebook 100 and you're getting back 200, imagine giving Facebook 1,000, they give you back 2,000 within the day. So that's when it gets exciting, right? Because then you're making a few $100 per day profit for yourself. That's where you want to be. So we want to get that above 2.0. That's what we're going to work on over the next few days to get us there. The results, I put that in there just because, yes, a result is a purchase, but sometimes we run other type of conversions that we're looking for. As opposed to purchase, it might be lead generation, something along those lines. So the results will be different. That's why I have that in there. Lastly, the CPM is how many impressions, how much does it take to get in front of 1,000 people? So if I spend $25.44 with this, I'll get in front of 1,000 people. We like to see that around $15. So that's our goal there. Our CPMs are too high with what we were just doing. So we want to get that around $15. But that's my board, guys. I'm going to, after this call as a follow-up email, I'm just going to give you a screenshot of this. Again, if you just want to go into the column section, go down to customize board. You could select these same things if you like, put them in the same order and save it and then set it as default. So that way, every time I go into an account, I always see the board looks the same no matter where I am. Before I move on to the last thing that I want to share for today, Jim, do you have anything that you want to share or add with this section or what we just spoke about?
So I like this board. It's quite simple. It hits the major metrics or the major key metrics that we're looking for. I like this. I'll also, when I share how we launch our campaigns, I'll share I've got a few more metrics in this, but really just to break down what are the costs across the board. CPMs, as Gary said, we want to see about $15. Cost per click, this is great. I want this under $1. CTR, this is phenomenal. Over 2, typically we like to see it like over 3, over 4 on a test day. This is great. And especially on a campaign wide. Gary, will you click on the campaign itself? He's got 30 ad sets coming in at 4. You'll probably see others come. We do lifetime. See, these CTRs are phenomenal. When we start looking at who do we want to get in front of, what the CTR means is that our video, our copy, our image, it was impactful enough that they said, heck yes, I'm clicking the button. And so when we see CTRs at 7%, 6%, 5%, 3%, 5%, this is great. These are the audiences that we want to get in front of, as long as, and the catch is at the very last metric over there is we want those CPMs low. So when we see low CPMs, so under $15 CPMs, over 2 CTRs, and under $1 CPCs, that's kind of like the trifecta. That's when we're testing. This is where we want to see those three numbers align. Those are the ones that are going to stay on. Those are the ones that are going to keep getting traffic. Those are the ones that are going to get to see our sales. And as long as we get those sales within the right ROAS range, then those sales get scaled. So this, it's really exciting to understand these metrics. It may seem a little confusing at first. It was really confusing to me when I first started using Facebook. We'll see if we can simplify the learning curve by explaining what all these mean and seeing how they work in action. But until then, these are some pretty good figures.
Yeah, and this is what's good for us, right? Since Jim and I have been doing this for a while, we know what we're looking at, right? A lot of it, like I know right now you don't know exactly what you're looking at, or you don't know what's good, what's not good, but that's okay, because since Jim and I have been doing this for so long, we know exactly what we're looking for. Like we know these ads are performing. We know people are interested. They're getting to the pages. They just weren't buying. We should have been above 2.0. They just weren't buying because of that high price point. But again, we didn't have the new strategy in place where we're going to create that perceived value so we get the higher price point so everybody makes more money. We cracked that code. We figured that out. Whether it's a $79 entry price point or if it has to be lowered, we're going to figure that out. Once we had, that's like a small missing piece we have right here because of all the increases that we're doing. Once we figure that out, all these numbers that you're seeing here are going to equal sales, because this is what we need to see on the marketing end. We just had to get that last piece in place of what's going to get them to actually pull out their credit card and buy. And we're going to work on that between creating the perception and the right price point. Because Facebook is so great, we're going to have our answers within days. It doesn't take long for us to analyze the data and say, okay, this is where we need to be. Because once we see this and we know our marketing is on point, we know our marketing is working. When I go into, let's just pick a random store here, Celtic Jewelers. So when I go in here, you guys, when you're on your Shopify store, you spend time in analytics. I might have to just log back in here. So spend time right here in analytics every day, and you get to see, just like with Facebook where you get to see the data, right? With Shopify, watch your dashboard is up on your phone. Everyone should have downloaded the app. This is on your phone, and you could check this out on a daily basis. You'll be able to see what's happening, and you'll be able to realize what numbers look good and what doesn't look good. So let's just see if I can do a little customization here, and we'll go from Friday to Sunday in the store. Apply. So here's some data that it's telling me that there was 18 store visits, and we didn't have store conversions. So our goal here is typically, if we have, I like to see the number around 30%, which is super high. So it's like we would have had a number of purchases actually with 18 store visits. So all this will light up as you go and you're getting sales. Let me see. Here's Celtic Bling. See another, I can see 13 online sessions, no purchases. So this all tells me there's something that has to be done with the price point or with our customer perception to get them to buy. Okay, so here's one where we had 2 people put stuff in carts, only 1 bought, and that's 3.57. Now typically we're probably around 12% conversion typically, so we're way under, which means we have work to do. There's something broken in our funnel that needs to be fixed. And that's, again, I already know, we know it's the price point. So if we create that perception, that perceived value of a higher price point, we're going to see if we get to $79. If not, if one day we see these numbers not where we want, then we could quickly make a change and maybe we test $69 and we see, but we don't want to do that yet, because we want to see if the new strategy works where we could get them to buy by creating the perceived value of, these are $129 pieces that I could get today and today only for $79. So We watch this every day. So again, going in Ads Manager, we're looking at some of these figures to see if the marketing is working, which it is. And then we go into the store analytics to see is the funnel pages and store converting, which right now it's not to our liking. So we will have that fixed this week and be on point before anybody else pulls the trigger and relaunches. The last thing I want to go into, Jim, anything else you want to touch on before I go into the last little piece here?
No, I think you got it.
Okay. So the last thing, when you created your Facebook page, I just mentioned to kind of just set up some images, and you could take our ad copy and images from the post if you want to create your own post so your store has some solidity there. Other things you could do that I didn't mention, right here is a Shop Now button. If you want to edit that button and plug in your URL for your store domain, you could do that. So if you have any organic views on your page, they could click that and go right to your store to see what you have to offer. It's very simple. I mean, if you just hit the edit button, go down Shop with You. Here, you'll click on the Shop Now, which we already have, and next, and then you add your website link, the URL, and you're finished, and that's it. So that, and as well, right here with these three dots, if you click on the three dots right here, edit page info, if you want to enter some of your information, just in case customers are on your page, they're looking around, you have some substance to your page, so you could go in, you'll see we have a description here, a phone number for contact, email for contact to create trust. We plugged in this address that I shared with everybody, give them an idea where it's at. We put in our business hours of operation, where we typically have somebody in customer support for us that will respond to emails and messengers if we get a message on Messenger, even in your Facebook post, right? When you're doing them, and I saw people doing this, so it's good, you guys as having your own store owners and page. When people were commenting, I saw you going in and responding to customers' comments or prospects' comments and engaging with them. When they actually like your post, you could click on it and invite them to like your page. That's how you're going to build your audience, with page likes. When you're doing your marketing, you're going to get a whole lot of post likes because you're advertising and promoting the actual ads. People are going to like those, and then you can invite them to like your page. By growing your page, when you do posts, they're going to get in front of more people organically, where you don't have to pay for that. So it's good to create substance and add in some of this information to make you look more legitimate and have a real business going, that you're actually growing online, gaining exposure. And that's a little bit of what I want you to do in the meantime. While we're down, we don't have any campaigns running, just getting familiar with Ads Manager, with the columns, building out your page a little bit, and being prepared and ready for when we fully launch. This was a test launch this past weekend. When we launch next time, that's going to be the full launch. That's the real deal. That's when you turn it on and sales come in that day and profits come in that day, the very same day. It's going to happen as soon as we go live for real and long-term throughout the whole entire trend, which will be all the way up until November. We're going to push this all the way through till Black Friday weekend. And that's when we're going to liquidate our inventory. Whatever doesn't sell between now and Black Friday, we'll run a super sale for Black Friday weekend. And because remember, we bought 15,000 pieces that are here. Some already arrived and some is coming. Jim, we had 2 more boxes today on top of the one previously. So altogether, we have a lot of pieces. So if we don't sell out, we'll sell out Black Friday weekend when we offer a killer discount for that weekend. So we have a lot of time to make a lot of money and get a lot of sales in that interim. I want to take this off of screen share. That's all I had for today, Jim. Everybody, I just want to catch everybody up to speed, and thank you for making it to this point. Jim, anything you want to add before we call this meeting quits?
Yeah, I'll just recap that everything that we're about to launch, we'll share in the group so that you can see exactly what it is that we do, and if you follow any of my content on this, I tend to get really thorough. So Gary is very much, he's gonna get you in it to make you understand it as quickly as possible. I'm gonna show you each of the fine little details that why it works this way. So it'll be more of a content to consume and get into. Other than that, guys, we're literally days away. And I can't wait for you to see this new creative, these new videos, and these new images friggin' rock. They're so awesome. I'm so excited to share these with you guys. And you'll see them here in the next couple of days as we share what we do. So.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that we share things along the way, because not only are we going to share wins, we're going to share losses as well, because I know here's something that's impossible to get around, and that's Facebook itself. So Facebook's system is set up and so sophisticated. Unfortunately, there's downsides to this where sometimes they hit you where it hurts. And I'm going to give a prime example. Farzad, I know he went to launch his campaign, get it going. It went up, and all of a sudden his ad account was disabled. Right. So, yeah, I mean, we've all been through it, and it's not anything you did wrong. It's not anything anyone does wrong. Facebook system, when they put new policies and guidelines in place, and it's an automated system where the littlest thing could trigger something negative. And unfortunately for Farzad, he was hit with, it was called a circumvent policy, which makes no sense, because that's somebody that's been marketing for a while. You violated their policies and you try to go around their system by like creating new ad accounts and going around what you've been doing wrong. And that's impossible because he's new. It's not like he was running ads and running campaigns. It was new, but the automated system triggered it as a new ad account and shut him down, thinking that he's circumventing policy violation. Go back in, Farzad. I know you already requested a review. Go in, request maybe another review. And here's what you do. Here's a way to prepare for something like this. Is I had everybody go in and create an ad account with a campaign. I highly recommend going in and creating multiple ad accounts. Maybe even create a second business manager. It might not let you if you're new, but down the road, once you've been using it for a little while, create a secondary business manager. Jim and I have a few, and we have dozens and dozens of ad accounts, because we know at any time, you have no idea how many times Jim and I woke up in the morning like, our whole account is disabled. We've done nothing different, but something triggered that to go down. Now we quickly adjust, because we have multiple ad accounts. We could just bounce over to another one while we wait for it to get back up. But we're all going to get hit with that at some point, because it's Facebook ever-changing policies and guidelines. And sometimes when they do those, it affects us negatively, like Farzad. So now he's got to either create a new ad account, which he's having trouble doing, create a new business manager. Sometimes the only way to do it is to create another Facebook profile and then start using the business manager from the new Facebook profile. You could always get around it, but it's always a nightmare, and it causes delays, and that takes money away from you. So that's a loss that you're all going to suffer.
Here's one thing that I'll share some templates with you that we've kind of learned that work over the last 4 years of going up and down. So Facebook, what they look for is they just want to prove that you're who you are, or that you are who you say you are. So they, like, when they send you these notifications, or when they shut you down, they just want proof that you are who you are, that your billing, that your credit card on file is actually yours, or that your billing is actually yours. So I'll share with you some templates of exactly what I say that releases the payment to Facebook. Say I authorize all payments to be from Facebook on my credit card on file, as well as of I am this person, and I'm the one who authorizes this payment, and I'm the one who authorizes this advertising. So I'll share with you the templates I have that get our accounts back up typically within 1, if not 2 appeals.
And Jim, are you sharing that just with me to forward to the group, or are you sending it
Correct.
directly to the group?
So I'll send it to you, and then you can send it to the group. I'll send it tonight as soon as we get off the call.
Okay, so you'll end up with 2 follow-up emails. One will be of my dashboard that I use for Ads Manager, and then the second one will be Jim's templates. When they shut you down for one of the reasons, you could just copy and paste his verbiage, because the guy's a genius, super analytical. So he knows how to get these accounts back on, because we've had dozens shut down over the years. He's better than me at that. So we'll use his copy for that kind of stuff. So anything else before we shut it down? Any questions, concerns, comments from anyone from the past weekend testing that we ran? And I hope everybody learned something new this past weekend from what we did. But any response at all before we go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right, Jim. Guys, thank you all for being on the call. And I'll be in touch in a few days once we see what's working.
Fantastic.
Thank
See you
you
guys.
so much for all the information, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back on board, Alda. She's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. And she's like, no, wait, I think this might be better. So you did the right thing. It was the right call because you need somebody to hold your hand. This is an impossible process. It's friggin' impossible. But when you have people there to hold your hand and walk you through, this is a big organization, a big team now that we've built, and so there's a lot of support system here that you won't be able to do it on your own. I know it. I've been through it. So welcome aboard, and we'll be here to make sure that you're successful 100%.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Till next time.